Today I'm going to talk to you about the DAM functionality. No, I'm not swearing. It stands for Digital Asset Management. Now here we're specifically talking about images. These images, you can store them in your LampCRM and refer to them externally from any other application or even document that you may send to your clients. Within the LampCRM itself, you can refer to these images within your development area. So you can refer to the images within the web apps, but also your documents that you email to your clients and subscribers or any individual that you want to communicate with. So the images are a very useful functionality. So we'll refer to it from now on as the DAM. All right, so now in the DAM, you have a very simple interface. Very firstly, you can search by name for folders and images. Currently, we have no items in the DAM. You can upload images by this button or that button. This particular button on the bottom right hand side allows you to immediately upload an image. Here are the details of your image. You can remove the image itself. You can add an additional image. And you can upload them by clicking the Save button. You get a progress bar and then a tick at the end when it has uploaded. You can close the dialog box and they appear. Now you may create folders with this button. This button, as I mentioned, this button just displays the upload dialog box. So exactly the same functionality exists. You would then have to click this button to upload a third image. So here you can search star.png. I want all the PNG files. Select that one. I can then select another file of my choosing. I can remove them all and choose to upload a different one. Save, and the file's been uploaded. Now, this button allows you to create folders, which is most important. Press enter to immediately create the folder. Now to navigate, all you have to do is click on the folder and you see the folder is empty. Another folder appears at the top, which is to go back up one directory. I've created a few folders and uploaded some files to demonstrate some of the features. Firstly, the search, which I mentioned earlier. So if I'm looking for an item, whether it be a folder or file that starts with folder, I would type folder. Press enter. And here we go. It's found all the folders that are named folder and a number. Not a very creative way to name a folder, but this is just an example. So when you finish with your search, just click the X button. It will empty the search text and return to the full page. There is also another kind of search available, and it's called a hashtag search. So you just place your hashtag and the tag that you have defined, and it will find all items that have been defined with the testing hashtag. Now, I would like to rename this folder. So all you have to do is right click, rename, and we'll name it the same as the other folders, folder 7. Now, we have other options. We can delete, cut, and paste. So delete is straightforward. There's a confirmation. Yes, I would like to delete. The file is gone. That's it. Now, Cutting is obviously for cutting and pasting. So you can see at the top here, you've got one item in your clipboard, and that allows you to move the folder wherever you want. So we could go to folder 3, for example, even deeper to a folder within a folder, and you can click paste. Here we go, we've got our folder number 6, which has been moved. If we go back to the top level, you see that folder 6 has been moved successfully. Next, let's have a look at the actual image options. If you right click on an image, you will get similar options: delete, cut. This time you can edit details, show custom, and upload new. So firstly, delete obviously is the same. The file is removed. Cut is the same functionality. To demonstrate, we will navigate to the same folder. We'll even go into inside folder 6 and paste. Now if I go back to the top level, you will see that that image has disappeared and was moved successfully. Next, we have edit details. Now an image may have a file name, which is displayed here, but if I give it a display name, it will use a display name that you have provided. You can also have a description to communicate what the intention of the image is, and tags, which you may use for a tag search. All you have to do is enter the text separated by space and save. So I'll demonstrate once again. For the tag search, enter your tag. So we had do it exactly. Appears again. Let's add another item. Enter. And both appear. Now onto the Show Custom functionality. Just right click, select Show Custom. A dollar box appears which allows you to modify the width and the height. So if I want to display this image at 20 pixels wide, I'll type in 20, but leave the height untouched. This will automatically resize the height to keep proportions. So here we go, my 20 wide image. Now let's have a look at the link that it has generated. This is a unique link for the image at 20 pixels wide. Now let's compare it to the same image at 40 pixels wide. You will notice that the only thing that has changed is this section. This section determines the actual dimension. So the D stands for dimension, equals, then we have the width, the multiply sign, and then the height. So you can go through the actual interface, or you can amend the link yourself. For example, I could change this to 80 pixels wide. I could also choose to just deal with the height. So I have 0 for the width, and let's say 200 pixels for the height. So once you have a link for an image, you can use it in the developer section for your web apps, your documents, or you can even use it on a website, which is hosted somewhere else. Now let's have a look at a different image. We'll pick this image which I have uploaded. It's actually a very large image. So to get the original image, you just put an equal sign there. You can just get the original image by clicking on the image in the DAM. Right, it gives you the original image. Now I have got an issue because this is a very large image, and if we look at the network traffic, you will see that it's 6.9 megs. It's 7 megs. Right, so we don't want to transfer 7 megs worth of images for users. So we need to do something about that. We could change the dimensions, but I don't actually want the whole image. I would just like part of the image. I'm very much just interested in the globe. How do you do that? So do you go back to Photoshop, crop the image, upload it again? No, we actually have a facility to do that immediately. So I'll demonstrate this. So firstly, you need to pick your starting point. So we'll pick here, around here, which I have just done. So you start with a C instead of a D, right? So C for crop equals, and your starting point. So my starting point for this very large image was actually 2,870 pixels on the x-axis and 400 pixels down. So it gave me this starting point. So if we go back to original image, it was 2,870 pixels on the x-axis, and then we went down to 400 pixels. So you can imagine how large this image is. So that's what we ended up with. But this is still not the image I want. I want to end about here. I just want this section. So next, what you can do is give it dimensions. All right. Well, you can give it the size as part of the cropping. So you separate with a comma, and then you give it the size. It's very much the same specs as our dimensions, which is the width and the height. So it's a square, so it's 16 by 100 by 1600. But just to demonstrate, this part is the width and this part is the height. I will change the width to half that, 800, and you'll see it gets much skinnier. So we'll go back to our desired cropping, and that's great, but we still have a very large image on our hands. So what you can do next, after you have cropped it, is you can give it the exact dimensions you want. So you can chain them. And to chain dimensions and cropping, you just separate them by a dash. Now the order is very important. In this case, I chose to crop first and then give it the exact size, the exact dimensions I want, which is 200 pixels wide. So you can see now this actual image will be cached, so it'll be very quick. There's no more cropping going on. It's actually an image that has been stored, and that is the exact size of the image. So just to recap, we crop it first, then we chain it with a dash and give it new dimensions. Now this is an advanced technique that you can use to ensure your images are as small as possible. This will mean it'll be faster, both the processing on the server for the original resizing and faster also transferring the image to the user. So this is actually an important topic to address. The next topic is upload new. You just use it to replace the current image with a new one. Just select a new file, either by double clicking on it or selecting it and clicking open. The file has now been updated with the new thumbnail representation and the new file name. There is one more topic we need to discuss regarding the DAM. As a digital asset manager, we not only support images, but we also support other digital assets. One of the most common ones are PDFs, for example. Now, this topic is more of an administrative topic, as there is some configuration to do before we can support other file types. So, firstly, you need to go back to the front page, go to config, then go to file extensions. Now, when I'm talking about file extensions, I'm talking about .png, for example, which is an image file, .jpeg, which is an image file, but PDFs are .pdf files, and we need to be able to tell LampCRM that if it is a PDF file to display a particular type of image, because obviously we can't resize the image of the PDF. We need one single image that represents a PDF file. So that's what we need to specify right now. So click the upload button, and we need to find our image that will represent all PDF files. I have one here, uploaded. It's been successful. You can close the interface. So that's the file image that will represent PDFs. There is one more step required though, and that is to specify which extension the image is to be associated with. To do this, you right click, edit details, and just specify the extension. So this image will be associated with .pdf files. Close the dialog, go back to the DAM, and let's upload our first PDF. Scroll down, and here we go. You instantly know that this is a PDF file because the same image will be displayed for all PDFs. Now you can click the file and your PDF appears. This is it for our Digital Asset Manager. I hope you've enjoyed the presentation. Thank you.